Well, on site, going to have a gripe. Giving installers membranes which are difficult to work with, we can see here, this product is a bi-dry, multi-folded situation. But the number of creases and tucks that are in the sheet from where they're rolled out is really problematic to the installers. And these they're trying to tape joint on this as well. It's just, where are we going to go? It's really difficult. So yeah, I'm sure somebody's going to kick off that I'm showing a product, but when I see all these folds in it, and poor old installers, they're right up against it. So as we can see here, the technician on site's made a start at applying the double-sided tape, also using the lap tape on the front edge there, nearer to the technician. A few comments here is, first of all, weather limitations of what you can and can't do with tapes. Certainly in the wet and in the cold, it's going to be problematic. So even though I mentioned the folds in the sheets, tape systems in general, yeah, they're achievable, but we do find they're often left in the hands of the kind of least experienced installers. So that can be problematic. And I know verifiers pick up a lot on this during their verification planning. Another little pointer here is the margin of overlap that's in the sheets. Manufacturers will specify all different overlaps, and really when you look at the tape here with the technicians using a 50mm double-sided butyl, we can see quite a significant margin of additional material which isn't actually bonded or doing really anything. So, you know, acceptable margins, I think professional judgment should be called into play here, provided the area of tape, so if it was 50mm, was, you know, providing 50mm of adhesion, then all well and good. If it started to slip under that, and that would be a point to raise a flag. So just thought I'd bring them to light. So the commonly used term is fish mouths that we see in the membrane. It's predominantly where the folds occur. And here we can see an example of the tapes being used. Slightly less of an overlap on this one, but the tape is located between the two sheets. In this instance, the sheets are quite transparent and we can see that formation, and the lap tape's been used on the edge. But if we just scroll on, we can see where the lap tape has been removed. Oh, there's the fish again. It's just giving us a reminder. But we can see there, when we look at the fish mouth, we can see the open point of the fold there that's caused the problems. So we would, as verifiers, this can be quite an awkward detail to try and overcome with the on-site technicians, especially if they're limited in their tools that they use, so possibly not able to heat fuse membranes. They will just be reliant on using patch repairs and self-adhesive tapes. So getting the technician to actually trim away the surplus lap to bring it back in line with the edge of the butyl, we can see that here. So we now have the correct self-adhesive patch being applied, and if we look very carefully, we can see the way it's going to be folded into the upper part of the crease, which the technician can't remove. And as they work on, they will then form it to the other parts. We can see it here lapped over that trim section of butyl tape, and the use of a roller, pretty prominent in what we do. So one of the other things we wanted to emphasise is how this stacks up against our standards that we work to. So the NOS, the National Occupational Standards, clearly states when we're installing gas membranes in the units what we should be looking for. So selecting the resources appropriate. So again, looking at the design and specification, not just for the technicians, but this can be the designers of the system. You know, I often hear, well, this is the cheapest one, so it's going to be the best, or the most convenient, because I know contractors do like their cost margins, but not necessarily so. And be mindful of that in what you do design into a system. Cost isn't the be all and end all. Yeah. Having to be able to describe the limitations and characteristics of the products, you know, whether it can be used in certain formations, can it be welded, for example? Has it got sundry products that are applicable to it? So all quite important things. And again, I question the technicians on this as they work through. We can see there 4.3 was describe how the resources should be used. So limitations again of how they can be used and can't be used. And when we see manufacturing issues of folds and creases, Could that be flagged back as, we can't actually work with this and it's making the product unusable to a certain extent? And 4.4, like we have explained why the organisational procedures have been developed and how they're used in the selection of the required resources. So we kind of go back to the 4.1 there in selecting the resources, but understanding that, it's all a key part, not just for installers, but for everybody out there. So few pointers to take in mind there. And I'll be back again. I'm sure there's going to be more things crop up. They seem to crop up every week at the moment, but keep working hard, keep working well, and hopefully we'll put good quality systems in that keep properties safe. So till next time, cheers everyone. Bye now.